tell you.
Okay. Good afternoon, Senator Smith. My name is Sebastian Stoss, and I am a junior at St. Agnes High. I know that you are busy with the ongoing impeachment proceedings, but I hope you will take the time to listen to what I have to say. I promise I will not detain you long. I know full well that you are pro-choice. You may think I have come to lecture you or yell at you, but I'm not going to do any of that. I just want to talk to my senator. After all, you represent Minnesota. You represent all of us. You represent me. I know that you believe that it is a woman's right to choose whether she keeps her pregnancy. The first thing we have to ask is, what is a woman pregnant with when she is pregnant? You may say, a fetus. Well, what is a fetus? Then you may also say, a not fully formed person, and because of this, it is okay to terminate that fetus. This position does not make logical sense. You would be right in saying that a fetus is not a fully formed person. However, it is a person nevertheless. A fetus is similar to a tree sapling. A tree sapling is not a fully grown tree, but it is a tree nonetheless. You may also say that a fetus is just a clump of cells, just tissue. But this position is not sound for two reasons. First of all, aren't we all clumps of cells? I'm a big clump of cells, you're a big clump of cells. All life on Earth is made of cells. What's the difference between me, a clump of cells, and a fetus, a clump of cells? Why can you legally kill the fetus, but not me? The difference, you may say, is a fetus doesn't really look too much like a person. However, when a woman finds that she's pregnant, the fetus already has a head, arms, and legs, usually by about week 8. Even though a fetus may not look human, it still is made of human cells with human DNA. Also, imagine a burn victim burnt so badly that they are not recognizable. Is that burn victim any less human just because he doesn't have a recognizable face or body limbs or any of the characteristics that tells you that this organism is human? Are they any less human because of that? The second reason why a fetus is not just a clump of cells is because life begins at conception, scientifically speaking. There are 7 qualities of life for something to be considered alive. An organism must respond to its environment, it must grow, it must reproduce, it must have a metabolism, maintain homeostasis, be made of cells, and pass traits off to its offspring. A fetus checks all of these qualities. It moves away from the needle during an abortion. It has reproductive organs, it maintains its metabolism, and can pass traits off to its offspring. My next reason why abortion is wrong and should be illegal is because abortion infringes on the rights of the unborn. In America, we have the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. How can we say that when we don't let the unborn have the basic right to live? Slave owners justified slavery by saying that blacks were not human. Likewise, the Nazis justified the Holocaust by saying that Jews were not human. Today, pro-choicers justify the killing of the unborn by saying the unborn aren't really people. Since 1973 in the United States, 60 million abortions have been performed. That's 60 million people killed. To put that in perspective, that's about 6 Holocausts have happened in the United States since 1973, and it's all been legal, just as the Holocaust was in Nazi Germany. Another reason people justify abortion is because of overpopulation. However, the reason why the human population is going up in the world is not because people are being born faster, it's because they are living longer. And once the older generations die off and there aren't enough people to replace them, like in Europe and Japan, then the human race will be in severe trouble. Another reason pro-choice people say that abortion is okay is because the fetus cannot feel pain. The problem here is that fetuses can feel pain at about 10 weeks, which is usually the time women find out that they are pregnant. Also, just because something cannot feel pain when they die doesn't necessarily mean that the way they are dying is humane. For instance, the people at Ground Zero at Hiroshima when the atomic bomb went off, When they died, they did not feel a thing. They were vaporized before their nervous systems had a chance to respond. They died painless deaths. Yet I don't know anybody who would say that being killed by an atomic bomb is a humane way to die. In America, abortions are legal up to 36 weeks. At this point, the baby is ready to be born. Yet abortion is legal even when a woman is in labor. However, abortion becomes illegal once the baby has moved 2 feet away from the womb. That does not make sense. How did a baby all of a sudden become human just by moving 2 feet away from its mother? Nothing physically changed. So how can we say once a baby leaves the womb, it magically becomes human? I next want to speak about why abortion does not empower women. When a woman is told they cannot possibly take care of a baby, they are being told that they are too weak or incapable of raising a baby. Giving birth empowers women because they are the ones who bring life into this world, not us men. Therefore, it is a perversion of empowerment to say that women should kill their children when the most powerful thing a woman can do is create new life. Abortion actually degrades women because men know that women can abort their children if they get pregnant. So that means that evil men can have all the sex they want with no consequences. Abortion allows these evil men to use women as sexual objects, now that nothing is preventing them from having sex with them, like getting them pregnant. Now I'm going to talk a bit about Planned Parenthood, the largest abortion provider in the country. Planned Parenthood was founded by Margaret Sanger in 1916. Sanger believed in the forced sterilization of the mentally unfit. She also called for other unfits to be sent to labor camps. In My Way to Peace in 1932, she also wrote in a letter to Dr. Clarence Gamble, "We don't want the word to get out that we want to exterminate the Negro population." She was also a proud supporter of the Ku Klux Klan. Despite showing all the characteristics of an up-and-coming Nazi, Planned Parenthood still honors her with the Margaret Sanger Award, the highest honor they bestow to people. Also, keep in mind that Planned Parenthood has been exposed for selling baby parts for medical research. This is the modern-day equivalent of Dr. Josef Mengele experimenting with gassed Jews. Now I'm going to briefly speak about my personal experience with the pro-life movement. Many people assume that we do not care about or for women with unexpected pregnancies. Nothing could be farther from the truth. I am here to say that we care more than anyone. I remember once at a prayer service outside a local Planned Parenthood, a pregnant woman angrily walked up to a man praying and asked, "What, are you going to adopt my baby?" The man said yes. And I later found out that he indeed adopted the child and raised it as his own. Another story I'd like to share is a bit more personal. The daughter of a family friend of ours had an unexpected pregnancy. She considered abortion, but decided against it. She also considered putting up the child for adoption, but she also decided against that. And she decided to raise her baby herself and accept the challenge. When her daughter, we'll call her Jessica, was born and 4 years old, my family met her. When she walked through the door, she looked up at us and just ran up to us and gave us a huge bear hug without even saying a word. Next day I was playing with her and her little stuffed giraffe. And then out of the blue, she just gave me a big hug and said, "Sebastian, I love you." Then I remembered that this bundle of joy hugging my legs, this wondrous example of love in the human spirit, could have died right on that operating table 4 years earlier. I made sure to hug her a little tighter just then. This is why the pro-life movement is so important. We stand up for the rights, the life, and the dignity of all, born and unborn. We fight for people like Jessica and her wonderful mother. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke, it is written, "The kingdom of God is not in one man, nor in a group of men, but in all men." That is why we march, Senator. We march for those who cannot walk. We speak for those who don't have tongues, and we fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. That is why I ask you to join us. Join the fight for liberty, the fight for life, the fight for the oppressed, the unwanted, and the unloved. And today, send to them a message that they are loved and they are capable of loving. As a U.S. Senator, you have the power to change things. Let's today set a precedent for all the world. Let's fight together for all people. Let us be the resistance of the modern Holocaust. I hope in 80 years people learn about the genocide of abortion like we do the genocide of the Holocaust. I hope that. So let's fight together for the rights, the life, and the dignity of every human being. Because as Rod Serling once said, a government that does not respect the rights, the life, and the dignity of man is obsolete.